Be enlightenment chasers, royalties of peace. We are stealing the storms back to peace that has no storm while looking unto perfect peace. It is February 4th of 2025, the continuation of our golden age, the commencement of the golden age. Here we are with another episode of the Golden Age podcast by Maris Free Lefang. Today, all about our development after the inauguration of His Excellency President Trump. So far, we've been having some difficult times understanding what is really playing, considering it being all about golden, yet experiencing blackout in some cases. Must I plead? We begin to realize the need not to reject any information, but rather let the good be the plain language, and whatever we consider a conflict be a figure of speech that we must be able to interpret. Like a dream, we must interpret, like the dream of the Pharaoh king in Egypt, interpreted by Papa Joseph. How can thin cows swallow fat cows? Only can be in a dream. How can deportation be happening? It can only be in a dream. What is this dream that we are having? This nightmare in the place of joy. A golden age needing some frictions. Is it really needed? Comes back to us. It is inappropriate to go to a party naked. A celebration naked. We only find ourselves ashamed instead of being jovial. Yet, there is a solution to the problem. The coming to our senses that to be rich requires healthy quantity. Quality comes with healthy quantity. It is true that there is enough wealth for all the people and even extra. But the question is, do we understand our purpose? It is not about the population of the people, but knowing our purpose. The problem is our knowledge deficit and not the population, which is why we struggle to realize why children are being hurt while we are attacking the government for hurting our children. At the same time, we do not realize how much we attack the children biologically in the name of bearing our own in a place where there is war. War did not start today. Conflicts did not start today. For one, I'm guilty. The only good thing about being guilty is you can recover by coming to your senses. and sought out right and not a complicated grief. What I'm experiencing of our world today, considering blacks and whites, this is the Black History Month, the month of gold, the month of love. When we talk about black, we talk about gold. And when we talk about love, we talk about the black love. Romance has always been played upside down, and it's time for us to play it right, for it is a beautiful love and the greatest love of all loves. And until we understand what romance is and put it where it's supposed to be, at the top, we will find ourselves always conflicting each other. Humanity is one. What is male, what is female, does not even exist when it comes to humanity. But what exists is humanity and the mind. Humanity and its mind. Higher enlightenment is the mind of humanity. Before I talk so much about our races and gender, must I explain to us some good deeds that have been going on. It is always important to see the sun, even at night, which lives in us, not set, but in us. When the sun sets, we become the sun. We rather have a problem when the sun rises. Black, being black, must be with wisdom. So far, we understand that today, the first foreign leader to visit the United States of America after President Trump's inauguration is Prime Minister Netanyahu, who visits concerning the season of fire in the Middle East. The first phase that required the releasing of those in hostage, the Israelites in hostage, and Palestinian prisoners has been successful. And now the Prime Minister of Israel attends a conference with President Trump, His Excellency, to talk about how the season of fire must be enabled between Gaza and Hamas. The ceasefire negotiation surely will proceed if expected. The two short terms to be completed, and the long term, which is the building of Gaza, the rebuilding of the land, may take a long time. But the positivity is what we appreciate so far. And when we talk about Israel, we're talking about America, and we're talking about our world, the healing of our land, the healing of humanity. And it takes healing creatures, giving them in their space while we are in our space. So much is going on. Veganism becoming very popular. And then in Africa, it's amazing to learn that Burkina Faso is the first country to enable electric cars for the comfort of the people. The first of African nations. Comparing to China. This is not about a competition, but rather a progress. The light of the forefathers is really becoming of expected. The United States of America is not a country like we suppose it to be, but rather the Enlightenment. When America talks about its nation, it's talking about the Enlightenment. It's time for us to understand such that it is beginning to be all over the world. America is beginning to be all over the world. The mindset of our forefathers of origin was for us to cease increasing in population and become of enlightenment of the mind. Like an epidemic, it's been going around and becoming so much better. And hearing all this good coming out from Africa, it's amazing that we are becoming of sound mind. Africa is not poor, but rather the coming to our senses, which has taken a long time trying to develop the women to become of expected. It's not been easy. It has been a drastic struggle. But we are amazed today of how educated our girls have become. And wealth is beginning to be the comfort of every home. And we hope it won't take long for all to become of expected health and wealth balancing. This is the Black History Month. Enlightenment at its ultimate. We are not trying to stay black and white, but to become the human race. Let us understand where we're going to so we don't get stuck being black and white. Of the mind, we must be of expected. So we heal the white and black. Interestingly, I learned about the physics experiment, the prism, the transparent optical triangular prism, and light refracting into colorful light. Helps us to understand that there are only two rays. There are only two rays, black and white. The mix is in between, like the rainbow. And Genesis 1 says, in the beginning, verses 2 says, it was dark. And verses 3 says, that dark birthed light by God. And that light, through the prism, enabled colors. And these colors can be returned back to light, and the light back to dark. The two ends must become expected, understanding that this light belongs to dark. Dark is the ultimate, and light is the begotten of darkness. And all the rainbow colors must become back light, needing not refraction. Why are we struggling with conflicts? The same reason why His Excellency President Trump emphasizes on male and female to be the only genders we are struggling with. Does not mean it is all right, but that is where we have to go back to and begin to return to the humanity we're supposed to be. LGBTQ is not a race, but rather a cry, just like how a child is to a man and a woman. A child is not a man, a child is not a woman. A child is a minor, even though named a child, can never be in an office to work. We must begin to understand where President Trump is coming from concerning LGBTQ, not denying that there are beings expressing the struggle of becoming black and white, or of becoming male and female. It is only like an alarm for us to return to the expected humanity. We should not call it another race because it's going to deprive us from understanding that black and white is already a problem of itself, or male and female is already a problem of itself. We are the mind, enlightenment chasers. It's time for us to begin to really reflect and key in expectedly into the problems so we enable the right solutions. Deportation is not to kill us, but for us to realize that we are developing all over the world. I feel ashamed if I do not go back to Africa and respect what our ancestors had already placed. If we all rush into America, then what will happen with Africa? Those who are still in Africa, building Africa, all praises to them of greater. It's not about nationalizing, it's about becoming the enlightenment. We nationalize the land with our light. We build, we transform the place, we nationalize the land, not us becoming naturalized or citizens. We make the land the citizens of enlightenment. We are the maker of the land. The land does not own us. Let's begin to paint the right pictures before the children so they can be able to express themselves expected, not by the president looking like a problem, punishment. Let us become the people of expected, making the president and healing the children. It's time for us to awaken, for we have fallen for a while. Now, instead of being the ones healing the president is the one healing us. I hope this beautiful enlightenment helps us to reflect carefully this beautiful month, Black History Month, talking about the BRICS. The BRICS are becoming very great of currency, not in competition with the United States of America. I'm sorry how we say it. We say it to show how Africa is waking up, but rather it's an appreciation of how much we are beginning to overcome our weaknesses. The places called third world countries are beginning to overcome their weaknesses, is what is being expressed when they say BRICS is trying to challenge the United States of America. It's only saying that BRICS is overcoming its weaknesses. Africa is overcoming its weaknesses. The third world country is overcoming its weaknesses so that we do not fall in the place of confusion, which is why some are trying to run away from Africa, coming to America, not understanding the language. The political language is amazing. Like Proverbs in the Christian Bible, must we be able to really reason together and heal. We are Africans. We are intelligence. Civilization started in Egypt, they say. But before even that, we are of origin, the Orishas, the Ori, the mind, that war the body. And the body must be enlightened to expect it. Just like when you're done with your work, you wash your clothing. That is who we are. Peace steals the storm, back to peace that has no storm, looking on to perfect peace. Let us let the children have paradise and not curiosity, nor anxiety. Let us be the enlightenment of expected. Yes, ultimate enlightenment is here. The golden age is here. The diamond must be of expected with the children of completion, none left behind in the dark of what we are transforming our world. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Peace stills the storm. Back to peace that has no storm, looking on to perfect peace. Let us heal our land and heal our presidency all over the world. Politics is spirituality. Thank you.